There we go, and we are live. I want to welcome everybody to the Palatial Longbox Crusade Studios. Welcome to the very first episode of LBC Creators Spotlight. I am your host, Jarrod Alberich. Some know me as Death Probe. Oh, look, ladies and gentlemen, there's a face reveal from Mr. Mark Hatherley, mighty Mark Hatherley. Say hello, everybody. Mark.
Hello, folks. Nice to be on a different type of stream tonight.
Yeah, we're doing
this one good.
a little different. We're doing some different stuff tonight. Yeah, we're officially under the Longbox Network. I want to say hi to Courtney in the chat. She's here already. If you're not familiar with the Longbox Crusade Network, it is mainly a podcast network, and we certainly recommend that you check out www.longboxcrusade.com. All of our stuff is sponsored by Omaha Bound Entertainment. You can go to omahabound.com. They're the ones that do the hard binding. Let me give you a visual aid. I have here my complete collection of Atari Force. Hardbound. That's all done by Omaha Bound. They are sponsor for the Longbox Crusade, and we appreciate them. So if you're interested in hardbound comics, check out omahabound.com today. They are on a bit of a hiatus. I think they're not going to be taking hardly any binding orders over the next 12 months. I know it seems like a long time, but trust me, get your stuff ready to get bound for when they open them back up. I like to think that us here at the Longbox Crusade got them so much business that they got overwhelmed. But they're our sponsor. So check out omahabound.com today. Hello, Craig in the chat.
Craig, how you doing?
Welcome, welcome. All right, with our sponsorships and our discussion of the Longbox Crusade out of the way, of course, I'm Jarrod Alberich. Some know me as Death Probe, and of course, I'm at Yard Sale Artist on social media, and I'm joined, as usual, by my co-host. I've got Mr. Mark Hatherley, and the co-creator of our upcoming comic book, Shipwrecker. We'll talk about that in just a minute. How you doing live from Bermuda tonight, Mr. Mark?
We're doing pretty good. We had no issues so far on the Bermuda Triangle. Normally, the stream is not a stream unless I lose my feed. So everybody just stay tuned.
Those that are familiar with our old show will know that Mark is often joined by his lovely wife, the Duchess. So hello tonight to the Duchess.
Hi. How's everyone tonight?
We've got Duchess on the screen tonight. She's going to be doing some painting.
Yeah, I put her in the hot seat.
She got put in the hot seat tonight, but she won't be alone. We do have a special guest that we're going to be bringing in just a second. Hi, hello, Ron, in the chat.
Hey, Ron, how you doing, sir?
All right. So this new show that we're doing on Longbox Crusade right here on YouTube and Periscope is called LBC Creators Spotlight. We're going to spotlight different creators every week. So I'm going to bring in our creator for this week, bringing him into the stream. There he is. It's Mike, a.k.a. Doodlebags Smith.
Hey.
Hello, Mike. Hey. Kind of welcome back. I know. I know you did a show with us on the other channel, but we wanted to feature you as our first guest here on the Longbox Crusade channel of Creators Spotlight. So welcome back, or kind of welcome to the premiere episode, Mike.
Man, I'm glad to be here. I appreciate it. It's good to see you guys again.
Yeah, man. Always a pleasure. Nice to have you back.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Now that we've got Mr. Mike in, this is a Longbox Crusade live stream. So like we always do on Longbox live streams, we do plan on giving some free stuff away. So if you are interested in free stuff, I wonder if I have a banner for that. I don't think I do. Right now, I just got introduction. I'll make a banner for free stuff. If you're interested in our free stuff giveaway, what do I have to give away tonight? I set it down. Oh, it's right over here. Tonight, if you are interested in being put into the raffle for a Amazing Spider-Man trade paperback, it's Death and Dating trade paperback. We'll be giving that away for free. If you're interested in that, just write "Gimme Spidey" in the chat.
That is cool.
Gimme Spidey in the chat, and we'll go ahead and enter you for that free giveaway. And as usual, if you are a Crusaders Club member, let me put our plug there at the bottom. There we go. If you're a Crusaders Club member, you get put in drawings, and you don't even have to be present to win. Crusaders Club member will be getting Catwoman issues 34, 35, and 36. War games. And we'll give those away at the end of the show. So there will be a Crusaders Club member doesn't have to be present to win. Other folks who say, oh, excuse me, who want the Spidey say, give me that Spidey in the chat. And I already see one person who wrote it in. I'm writing that name down. All right. That gets our giveaways out of the way. And that brings us to our next segment of the show. Bear with us, Mark. Or not Mark. Bear with us, Mike. Mike, we're going to be doing an update between myself and Mark on every episode. We're going to be showing everybody where we're at in our latest comic book that we're working on. The one we're working on now is Shipwrecker. And I bet you, even though I haven't told Mark what I'm going to show the audience tonight, I just bet you he could guess what I'm going to show the audience tonight.
Got to be that cool page that Jarrod called it.
Oh, yep.
That is his. I mean, that was cool.
I'm about to bring that in right now. This is page 1. Excuse me. Page 1 of Shipwrecker has been colored by myself. Well, I didn't color it. The page is by myself and Mark. I wrote the story. Mark did the pencils and the inks, and Ace Wheelie did the colors. And I have put it on the screen. Page 1 is drawn and colored. Now, last I checked. Oh wait, I've got a banner for this too. You got to bear with me. This is my first episode.
Hey, you're doing excellent, man.
There we go. Look, I got a banner for
it. Good stuff.
So I've got a banner for our Shipwrecker update. Our page 1 is in colored. I guess I got to reach out to our letterer pretty soon. I've got a letterer on retainer. I hired him like 2 years ago.
Probably wonder what's going on.
Yeah, he's been paid, so he's not worried too much about
hey,
it.
I'm her drawing away. Believe you me, I'm drawing and drawing. Oh man.
So there is page 1, written by me, drawn by Mark, colored by Ace. We may have to feature Ace on an upcoming episode of Creators Spotlight to get his angle. So, yeah. Oh, go ahead, Mark. You
know what I'm saying? Ace does a very good job on with the colors, you know. It's amazing, like, how much more it brings it to life.
Oh, yeah. I got to tell you,
as the colors in.
He keeps telling me that he wants to do something with the buildings out the window on the bottom panel as that elevator rides up with the skylight view on the right side. And I'm like, dude, they look so good as it is. I mean,
yeah, I think that it looks like, because you could just about see under the glare. And I think that one should stay as it is. I mean, obviously, don't worry, he has plenty more buildings to color in if you visit.
Yeah, everybody loves to color buildings, right? We all know that.
It's got plenty more. Yeah, it's got tons of them to do.
But as far as the Shipwrecker goes, you know, that's I think I finished writing it around 2 years ago. Yeah. I was on a cruise and I wrote it on the cruise, and then I finally got hooked up with Mark. And Mark is, if my records are correct, I think we're penciled up to like 17, page 17. And
I'm actually doing 21, I believe.
Oh yeah, I saw some layouts on Instagram.
Yeah. So so again, I think I've inked up until maybe page 9 or something like that. So, but the inking takes a lot of time, you know.
Yeah, I hosed Mark by telling him I was going to ink for him, and then all my other projects got out of control, and he ended up inking himself, which is part of the reason why I'm just hosting the show now. You notice I'm not doing any art stuff tonight. I'm still doing some art on the side, but I'm really trying to focus on these writing projects. You know, it's one of those things where I have these ideas, and I'm like, oh, I'll get to it, and I'll get to it, and I just getting more and more frustrated by not being able to get to it. So I'm pulling back on the art a little bit.
Yeah, it's all good.
But man, I'm so excited to be making comics with Mark. And if anybody out there watching, and I see we got a handful of watchers, which I appreciate, be sure to give us a like and a subscription if you're new here, and join us in the chat. We got really nice people in the chat. But yeah, if you have any questions about making comics or making indie comics, this is my second indie comic that I'm making with Mark. I've got an actual fully published comic coming out any day now with Z2 Comics. And I'm just so excited to do this one with Mark. So
yeah,
any questions you have for Mark about penciling or inking this comic, any questions you have for me about writing the comic or honchoing a comics project. This is the second comic project that I've honchoed. If you got questions for that, this is the place to do it. That's the whole point of Creator Spotlight, is ask those questions. So let me do my clickety clicks here, and I'm going to take our page down and get back to our special guest. There we go. All right, and I see the Duchess is getting everything laid out. I'm going to bring our special guest to the big screen. Oh, he's got a Christmas theme going.
No, is that not sweet or what?
That is cute.
Well, I was going to also show this, Jarrod, based on your first your giveaway.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you can do a picture of Dart.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
This was a warm up for a blank cover that I got laid out, and it's going to be I'm not sure. Let's see, the centipede and Dart together. So I just thought it was ironic that you pulled that out as your example, not for your giveaway, but for your
I ain't
your
giving away my
sponsor.
attire for it. Yeah, our sponsor omahabound.com is wonderful, and that is a great picture of Dart. I wonder if
awesome pic.
I like, in all my preparations, I made preparations for like a million things. Oh, look, I did make one. Look, there's the ticker now says, check out omahabound.com today. I told you I prepped some things, Mark.
Yeah, you look like you're ready. I said, hey, better you than me. I said, I'm glad you're so organized. I wouldn't know the first thing to do. Wasn't just click the link and join in.
Oh man, this is fun. I'm really enjoying this new format.
Well, actually, kind of nice for me too. Like not to be drawing for a change. A lot of fun, big difference. Mike, that looks good, sir.
Thank you. That's in the past, I would start drawing. For my daughter, I would draw Christmas carols on her lunch bags. And now that she's in college, I don't. I'm not doing the lunch bags for her, and but I thought it'd be fun to get back into it. I put a Christmas elf up on Instagram earlier, and I'm not saying that I have a ton of time, but I probably could have it to work on some stuff. So
yeah, good stuff.
Appreciate it.
Very cool. Got a Santa theme going.
Yeah.
Ron Went in the chat asked a question, said the Be Creative logo was nice, which you guys made it, and why did you choose those colors instead of a color wheel? I thought it was cool, and as much as I'd love to take credit for that, Ron, that is just a piece of logo art we found floating around on the internet and just slapped it on there to make the announcement look more colorful. I do want to make an actual, more long box crusade oriented logo for this show, but that's just one that we found out there for now. Ron said he also tried to draw up an example of a different kind of I think logo. Go ahead, Ron. If you make a logo like that, we will definitely use it on the show. Like I said, that's just a piece of clip art we found out laying around on the internet just to make the announcement more colorful. I sure would like to take credit for it, but no, that was just found out there. Craig Zabel asked, will this show be weekly? The answer to that, Craig, sadly, even though your fingers are crossed, is no. The tentative schedule that Mark and I discussed is we're going to do it on the first Tuesday of every month.
Yeah.
And if we're feeling froggy or we got like a cool shipwrecker update to do, we might do a second one mid-month, and that'll just be like Mark and I talking behind the scenes, like, oh, we, got something cool to share. So we might break out an extra one. But the planned schedule right now is the first Tuesday of every month to just do a creators spotlight. And this is Mike Smith, aka the Doodlebags Day, and he's just drawing a wonderful Santa Claus there.
Is he?
Oh, Mark, Ron said he might be all over this logo thing. I'm excited. That'd be cool if one of our followers and friends made the logo for the show.
Yeah, go for it.
So yeah, my favorite thing about this new show format really is going to be rotating in different creators each time. Spoiler alert to everybody. Even Mark, my co-host, doesn't know this.
Nope.
But our next guest, I think, is pretty lined up. As long as his schedule for our January episode, it should be writer extraordinaire, Mr. Van Allen Plexico, should be joining us.
No, that would be an interesting one.
Yes, because he has agreed to read a couple passages from a couple of his books.
Right.
So you can be here for a live reading by the author. And of course, Van and I have made comics before, so we can talk about that. But he's such a talented guy, and that's kind of what I want to do. I want to bring in, artists like Mike, and of course the Duchess. Let's see how she's got a background going with some blue. I want to bring in artists like that. I want to bring in writers like Van, musicians. I wouldn't mind getting Joe November. You've heard his background music on my other channel.
Yes.
We may get Joe in to talk about creating music, and that way people in the chat can ask questions about that, the process.
Right. And it'd be nice to actually talk to these guys as well, because I just see them on social media and never had a chance to really speak in part. Well, not a person per se, but on stream,
right.
Just to see, because Plexico obviously makes a cameo in the shipwreck, you know what I mean? So it's pretty interesting.
The whole real secret of the show is the monthly show is so that I force Mark to give me updates on Shipwrecker once.
I tend to get a bit laid back from time to time.
Well, that's okay.
That island mentality.
I was talking with our guest tonight, Mike Smith, Doodlebags, about, I was like, hey man, if you ever want to make comics, I got stories. And I basically told him how we do business. Mark, I was like, we're laid back.
Yeah, no problem.
It's my kind of schedule, man.
We don't push them. We just, we're both, all three of us are grown men in our 40s, right? So we're not out there to break our backs.
That's it, exactly. I'm not hurt to try to impress anyone.
Oh, Ron says he thought of something cool. Driving to work. I can't wait. I hope Ron does something cool with that. Not if you can't get around to it, Ron, we understand, but that sure would be cool. I also want to welcome Longbox Crusade founder Pat Sampson to the chat.
Oh yeah, Pat, you can be on the show someday, I'm sure.
That's right. Yeah, he definitely needs to be on here as a host. Pat said I could talk about the title of Shipwrecker. I don't know why he would talk about it.
Hey, weird. It is a cool name, I must say.
When I came up with it, I was really proud.
Well, I can't wait to get to the starting to approach the cool stuff. I can't wait for people to see it. I think it's going to be cool.
So everybody knows Pat's losing his mind right now because the title Shipwrecker was Pat's contribution. I was him and him on about what I wanted to call it, and he suggested Shipwrecker.
Okay.
I like it.
It will make sense now.
One of the few times I'll actually give him credit for it.
Yeah, that is a cool name. I would have never thought of that. Hey, and it means a lot to me because my first book that I got offered to draw,
I got books. I got your next book lined up. I got the book after that lined up. I just got to hold on to you before somebody else grabs you.
well, like I said, this is the fun part. I don't want too much pressure.
Oh, I see Santa Claus has left the board.
Mike, that looks good. Man, that looks nice.
Mike's got a really cool steampunk style. Yeah, let's get back to you,
man. I could never draw I can't envision that steampunk stuff. You know what I mean?
I like all the bits and pieces.
God, you are a bits and pieces artist. That is definitely a way to put it for you. You are bits and pieces and details, and
that is something,
it's gorgeous, man. Yeah, zoom that out.
Let's
Look at that.
Wow. How big is that?
This is a 20 by 30 board. This was actually my Inktober board. Let's see, my camera arm is falling apart here. I started this, hang on a second, it's about to go nuts. I had done a smaller sketch of that turtle.
That is one cool looking turtle.
Dang. I want to welcome Storm Wolf to the chat.
Hey, Storm Wolf.
Oh. But go on, Mike.
So I'm sorry, I stepped away. I was looking for something, and so I had done. Let's see, is that showing up?
Yeah.
All right. So just a pencil sketch of that turtle, And I got contacted by somebody I had done some other work for, and we started writing a story about this world that these characters live in, and so this is my outline and rough draft of the different kind of environments that they all live in, and now this one's pencil and watercolor, but
That's
you got me wanting to write a fantasy book. That
looks nice.
Well, and that's I draw regular buildings by day, but
that's right.
Live in this world at night, and but I'm going to take this off.
That world looks a lot more fun to me. The nighttime world.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing, dude.
So
it is amazing.
What I had done last year was I had done a whole city, and this year I wanted to do the characters and more of the.
Look at that shark, mechanical shark. That's so cool.
So when I posted the picture of the turtle online, a friend of mine had said something about there needs to be some pirate sharks. And ironically, I was sitting there listening online to a streaming station, and Thomas Dolby's Europa and the Pirate Twins came on. And so I had this idea of a hammerhead shark and a regular shark is flying machines.
Oh man.
And it's these folks live in a place up in the mountains, and they get from place to place by walking across these bridges suspended by these balloons.
Oh yeah.
And then the pirates also have like big jellyfish based ships. And there's alchemists that are sort of I'm going to call them the bad guys, but the mysterious guys. And he hires them to go and search out in the ruins. And so now I've got to finish this illustration, and while the person I'm working with has been working on more of the story part of it. So
man, that looks awesome. I love that turtle, man. That thing looks so cool.
Yeah, it's great. Question in the chat for you, Mike. I know the answer to this, but Craig Zablo asks if you don't mind sharing, what is your day job? Hello?
Can you hear us, Mike?
Mike, did we lose audio on Mike?
I believe
we might have. We've been having audio troubles with Mike today. Yeah, it sounds like he got muted or something.
Yeah,
because I see him talking and we're not receiving. Oh,
can
you got it?
Me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Back.
It may have been when I put it back on the mount. So
sorry. That's all right.
So
will the mount go sideways for the widescreen shot? Because I noticed that we got the portrait shot going.
Yeah.
If the phone will go widescreen, that'd be wonderful. If not, there it goes. There it
goes. Yes.
Now we're cooking. Oh yeah. Anyway, the question in the chat for you, Mike, was if you don't mind sharing what your day job is.
I'm an architect.
So a real one, not like a George Costanza.
Right. Painfully real. So I enjoy doing that, but it's a different side of creativity.
Definitely.
Architecture is a serious thing.
Speaking of,
I draw steps one time. I didn't know so much went into drawing a set of steps. Oh boy, that's it. My imagination.
I inked a set of steps once, and I was like, "Goodness gracious!" You know what? Show don't tell. Here we go. I inked this cover of Primal Tales with these people standing on steps, and man, I was like, "This is a pain in the butt." I can't imagine drawing them.
I'm telling you,
I'll leave that to you guys.
That's a nuisance, I tell you.
You know what? While I've got the big board, as a reminder, anybody who's in the chat and wants to win the free giveaway of the Amazing Spider-Man trade paperback, Death and Dating. Just give me that Spidey in the chat. Right now, there's only one name on my list if I missed somebody. So please give me that Spidey in the chat if you want to be entered to win the raffle for the Amazing Spider-Man trade paperback. With that plug out of the way, let's check in on the Duchess. We did have a question in the chat for you, Duchess, and I believe it was from Courtney. She wanted to know what you're planning on painting tonight.
It's the side of a beach here in Birmingham.
We've got a beach
It's got like a few palm trees and a walkway down. It's got some rails, but I'm not drawing the rails. I'm not that experienced.
Well,
Taking shortcuts.
hey, listen, you're doing your art here on the live stream. That's awesome, and we appreciate it.
Got that right. Okay, now finally found the chat. What are we typing for that Spider-Man book again?
Give me that Spidey or anything like that, and I'll get you entered. So far, I still have just the one entry.
It never makes it to Bermuda, but that's fine. It's just
fun. I got a whole stack of stuff that you've won.
It's just fun to play, you know.
I was like, they got your name. I was like, one day, when shipping's not ridiculous, I can get this to Mark. Mark won some things. He just can't have them.
Yeah. One day.
Let's check in on our creator spotlight. Look at that turtle. Look at now that we got in the widescreen. How ridiculous is that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll tell you what, Mike, whenever you're ready for to do a fantasy comic, you let me know and I will send you a script.
All right.
Yeah, man. That artwork is flawless, I must say.
I really appreciate that.
So neat. All those little gadgets in there is unbelievable.
Well, that's I started a while back when I started all this by I was drawing on my kids' lunch bags, and my daughters were based around her.
God, look at that.
But my son's was we called it the Robot Dragon Slayer, and so I would draw and I'd write a story associated with this, and this is the Dragon Slayer, and then the Robot Shaman, and I'd put these together each week and write a little story that went along with it. And,
well, you need to turn that into a book, man.
Yeah, exactly. It's basically got the book right in his hands, huh?
I know, right?
So I've got all of it. It's sort of putting it together. So, but I mentioned doing my daughter's lunch bags. Let's see. Can you see these?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like this is a Christmas Carol in the Bleak Midwinter. Or
my mom used to put a little note inside of mine and said, "Don't screw up today."
Yeah. Let's see. These would have information about the songs. So,
jeez.
That's Jingle Bells. So, horses are not the easiest thing to draw.
You know, I was just thinking the same thing. I just didn't want to say it.
I got some bad news for you about your next comic book then, Mark.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, boy, I hate drawing animals. Animals is tricky.
Yeah. But I would sneak in buildings when I could. Like this is the Covington Carol, Coventry. It's a place in England.
Yeah.
But it's actually a bombed out cathedral that they would have.
Yeah, the backdrop looks nice. I love that.
Thank you. I always love doing sort of the gradations and the color. Yeah. And then this was rocking around the Christmas tree.
Jeez.
Yeah.
You gotta be kidding me.
One thing, you're very creative though, you know?
He's so creative.
Yeah, very creative, man. That's one of the things I struggle with. Thank God for Jarrod.
No one's ever really said that before. I don't know how to respond to that. I'll just say welcome Lloyd to the chat. Our buddy from the frigid
Lloyd, how you doing?
Joined us. I bet it's pretty cold where Lloyd is.
Yes, Lloyd's in Canada, isn't he?
He's in Canada. Right. I think
he needs to come get his weather from Nashville because it snowed yesterday.
It got down to the upper 20s last night. Last night was the first night the heat cut on in my house all year.
Oh,
Okay.
it's rough.
You know how that first time your heater cuts on,
Yeah.
and it has that smell?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sounds like something's catching on fire.
Yeah. Oh, got some great comments from people in the chat about your art there, Mike.
Oh, thank you.
Craig says Mike's not just bagging it on these drawings, but bump. He says they're very cool. All kinds of people. I can't even basically keep up with the people complimenting what you're doing, man. It's wonderful.
That's right. Thank you for all the compliments, you guys.
A shout out to Mark, even though he ain't working tonight. Courtney says you are talented. He is talented.
One of my faithful supporters.
You know, I just we got a handful of people have stopped by to see what's going on for our first episode of LBC Creators Spotlight. I want to thank everybody for stopping by.
Yeah, exactly.
Please give us a like and a subscription if you can, and sound off in the chat. We've got some of the nicest people in the chat. So it's a nice community, and everyone is.
It's always fun and welcoming.
Really good. Yeah.
No pressure.
No pressure. You see, Mark and I are taking it off, man. Mark and I did so many shows in a row.
Oh boy, I mean, it takes its toll on you. It's a lot of fun. I can't lie, because once you get good, and it's enjoyable.
It
takes a certain amount of work, and Jarrod done more work than I did, so I can't imagine how to felt on this side.
Yeah, I won't lie, man. Just the logistics that go into a weekly show was killing me. But I'm glad that we settled on this monthly thing. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. We get to meet cool people like Mike here, and we get to showcase the Duchess. Let's put her in the big screen. Check out what she's got going on with her watercolors. Is what you're working with? Is that correct, Duchess?
Mm-hmm. Gouache paint. So
gouache paints.
Yeah. Well, gouache is like you could double it up.
Yeah. You could do it like acrylic paint, or you could water it down, like what I did here. This is like watered down real bad.
I've never fooled with the gouaches.
It's actually pretty user friendly, because you can wet it down and almost erase it,
Oh, okay.
So it's like, or like you said, you can be very opaque,
it's mistake proof,
where you can make it where it's just like regular oil paint, like Duchess just said.
What kind of brush are you using on that?
These are called Studio Series.
Okay.
I don't know. They're all the same. It was a gift from my mom, because she kind of stole all my brushes and my paints for a project she was doing, and she never gave it back.
Wait, you can't give something back as a gift?
The following Christmas, she got me brand new stuff. I don't care. She couldn't have it.
Yeah.
I got brand new brushes. I don't know. It's, they just say Studio Series.
Okay. I didn't know what kind of if you knew what kind of actual brush material it was.
Yeah.
To be honest, I actually used to know. I don't know anymore.
Yeah. Sometimes it's the
I'll have to
brush.
find out from the internet.
Huh.
I watched this a short documentary on the sable hair brushes. I think it's the.
Oh yes,
is it the Kolinsky or?
Yes, the Polinsky.
But I never dreamt what it takes to make one of those brushes. That is something about. I don't know if anybody else will find it exciting, but it is something that I could not believe what it takes something like 20 years or something like to master it, to make a brush on your end.
Actually know how to do it.
I mean,
the brushes.
Like they pull all the hairs, and you have to find like the same. All the hair has to be going in one direction, and it comes off. What's the little animal that it comes off? I can't even remember. I guess a sable, isn't it? Is that an animal?
No, it comes off of a.
I have to look it up again, but anyway, it was pretty fascinating.
It looks like a meerkat. If
I
I'm
mean,
not
A
mistaken.
chinchilla or a...
No.
Well, it actually looks like one.
Chinchilla fur is
Let's see.
actually, you got a
Hang
point
on a
there.
minute. I think I got
The chinchilla fur is actually extremely soft. That's why they use them for like coats and stuff.
Yeah.
But their tails, the fur on their tails is like bristles.
Huh.
Yeah, we have two of them.
Yeah, the sable hair brushes. That's what they are.
Yeah, I've got two sable hair brushes.
Yeah, I got a couple here too. But
But,
now I'm seeing stuff about animal cruelty. and whatnot. I better just
This I did not know.
yeah. But I mean, it was fascinating. How what the workmanship that goes into making these brushes, and now I can see why they're so expensive.
Mm,
But yeah. So that was I just found that interesting.
that was cool. We're gonna go back and check on this turtle. And look at me mastering these banners tonight. There we go.
Yeah, you did an excellent job.
That turtle is amazing.
Yeah. Speaking of utensils, what are you using, Mike?
A lead holder.
Yeah.
And then when you ink the turtle, what are you doing? And am I spotting grays? Are those Prisma grays, Copic grays? What are you doing?
Those are actually I use an aquash for the darker gray.
Okay. Yep.
And then I'm not even gonna try and pronounce it.
Look how classy his stuff is. My ink washes I keep in a jar.
Yeah.
Literally, here's my jar of dark. No, this is light, and I've got a jar of light up here.
Yeah. Well, that's because I forget what I've got going on sometimes. But I've been using these Winsor Newton pens, and I've really liked them. And but I've got a micron that gets really small, like a 0.03.
Yep.
And so it's because there can never be too much detail, unfortunately, until I cover it all up. And I wonder, why did I spend all that time? So.
Well, I guess that's part of being an artist, I guess.
Oh, Dr. Kaz made it on the show tonight, everybody.
Hey, hello, Kaz.
Dr. Kaz, right out of the gate, says, "Is that a turtle from Star Wars? You know, mixing Star Wars with the turtle."
It offers them a bit, doesn't it?
It does. Oh, I'm so glad Kaz was able to join tonight. Because Kaz doesn't do much social media, so I sent him an email specifically with the link for tonight. Said, "Hey, I know we changed channels on you." So I'm so glad he stopped in. He's always a nice guy in the chat. Speaking of which, if you're watching, once again, give us a like and a subscription. Join us in the chat. The greatest folks are in the chat. And I guess I should remind everybody, I do have 4 names now for the giveaway. And that's the people who are watching. If you want to win Amazing Spider-Man trade paperback, Death and Dating, just say, "Give me that Spidey" in the chat, and I'll put you in for the raffle. If you're a Longbox Crusaders Club member, you don't have to be present to win. We have exactly 30 members right now. We appreciate each and every one of you. You're automatically entered to win the Catwoman War Games comics tonight. That we'll give those away a little later on as well. So if you're like, "Oh man, I don't know if I can make it to every show, but I still want to be put in for free stuff," great idea is to join our Crusaders Club. It's as low as $1 a month. You get these kind of giveaway opportunities. You get to vote on show programming for our Longbox Crusade podcasts. You also get exclusive shows that are only available to our Patreon community. So that's as you see on the bottom of the screen, patreon.com/longboxcrusade. Join our Crusaders Club today.
Yep. Can't go wrong.
We have a blast with the Crusaders Club. I think we've got some club members in the chat tonight. I know Stormwolf's a Crusaders Club member. So it's conceivable that Stormwolf could win both prizes. But Stormwolf has not put in for the Gimme That Spidey I've seen. Excellent. Courtney asks, "Will you have your other channel still?" I don't think so, Courtney. I think I'm shutting that channel down. I think it was just too much of a time demand. I think we're just going to be here on the Longbox Network doing these from now on. It might come back one day, but it's a matter of time management for what I do in my life. And man, it was a tough decision because I liked doing that with Mark, and it was very, motivational, but it was also just very time demanding and very stressful. And so yeah, I think the other show is gone for now, Courtney. I think we're just gonna be doing this first Tuesday of every month. We'll be here with a new creator. We should have Mr. Van Allen Plexico for our January episode. And like I said, if Mark and I are feeling froggy or we have some big shipwrecker announcement to make, we'll do additional shows. We'll advertise for an additional show and have an extra one in the month. And those of you who joined late, I'll happily show you guys the latest on our shipwrecker. Let's see. First, I'm going to change the banner. Look at that. I'm learning. And then... and then I'm going to put up our page one has been colored by our colorist Ace Wheelie. There is a colored page one written by myself, drawn by Mighty Mark Hatherley, your co-host on this channel, and inked by Mighty Mark Hatherley, and colored by Ace Wheelie. And we have so much more to share with you. Mark would probably know better than me. I think it's what I write, 48-page story. I think it's 48 pages.
Yeah, it's 48. Just about. I'm about halfway through.
So poor Mark's got
got
48 in a cover, and we'll probably commission a couple other cover artists. So when we do the online crowdfunding, we'll have all alternate covers to offer. So look forward to that. But there's page one of Shipwrecker.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. Mark's got he's penciled about half of them. He's inked about a quarter of it, I'd say.
Yeah, about a quarter. Yeah,
and
it's very encouraging when you see it coming together like that. You know,
I know, man. It's gonna
make you want to work harder. You know, so but not too hard.
Craig's trying to talk me into doing once a month of my book page sketches with Mark. I wouldn't rule that out. What I've been doing, for those of you who keep up with my my social medias, is I haven't really been advertising so many commissions because again that was just a tremendous time demand on me. What I've been doing is just drawing when it's convenient, and then drawing kind of what I'm in the mood for. And I think I make better product when I'm in the mood
exactly. And if someone happens to want to buy it, then there you go.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. I mean, it's different when you draw, something that you get the inspiration to draw as opposed to trying to just draw a commission. Not that you put less quality into it, but it's just a different mindset, I think.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's less, I don't know, I guess less pressure because you're not working for someone. You're just working for you.
You mess it up, you can just toss it.
Yeah. And I want to thank everybody out there who supports me because ever since I changed that business model, I think I've done 4 or 5 book page sketches that I just do them and then I put them out there for sale, and all but one have sold quickly too. So thank you.
I would like to thank everybody as well, because just since we started our little show, Jarrod, I mean, I've done a ton of commissions from zero to like a bunch, where I actually kind of got a bit burnt out from doing them.
That'll happen.
So now I'm just drawing, on the side, but mostly it's the pages for Shipwrecker right now. So that's mostly what I'm doing. But every now and again, I just need to get my mind on something else, just to freshen things up a bit.
Right. I hear you. I'm in the midst of writing my next book, my first book. I'm writing a nonfiction book. So it's my first piece of nonfiction, and I really need to focus on that. But like I said, every once in a while, I'm like, especially like when my brother gives me a phone call, because I always chat with my brother for like an hour. Right. As soon as I was like, oh, it's my brother, I head back to the art table and I just start drawing while we talk. And then that's when I make something. I wouldn't rule that out, Craig. I may bring a book page sometime to doodle with Mark.
Yeah.
Especially if we can't book a guest for the episode.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's it. It's not, the art is still there. I mean, I would probably have had Duchess not mentioned that she wanted to do a little painting for you guys. I more than likely would have been just drawing out something, just playing around or whatever. But it's nice to be behind the scenes, just cooling out tonight as well.
It is. It is fun. I'm having fun, like sort of what I guess called DJ in the show, like making these banners and and bringing in the comments. Like Pat just said, Shipwrecker, cool name. I wish you could have been there when I thought of it, Pat. It was a great moment. It really was.
Good work, Pat.
Yeah,
but it's nice.
Yeah, we're planning on having these shows go just about an hour. Right now, we're at about 45-minute mark. Obviously, if we get rolling on something, we may go a little longer. But I don't want to keep these creators who donate their time, like Mike. If anybody, by the way, has questions for Mike or the Duchess on what they're doing tonight, or if you have questions about making indie comics for myself or Mark, please sound out in the chat. We'll happy to answer that. Courtney says no more 3-minute sketches. I also wouldn't rule that out, Courtney.
Those things are pressure.
I have a funny feeling that if on an upcoming episode, if Mark's drawing and I remember, you may have to remind me, Courtney, that we might just do a little 3-minute sketch break.
Certainly do 3-minute sketches.
I have no problem doing that. So I wouldn't say.
Yeah, that's sort of became like the highlight of our last stream, didn't it?
Yes.
Like, sketches became, and I like Ron's let's see if I can pull it back up here.
What Ron say?
I'd like to see a challenge of a draw show. 3 minute, 10 minute, 60 of the same character. That'd be pretty interesting. So it's like a lot of work, but it is.
I don't know. I don't like that whole draw off thing because
not
if it's me and Mark, it's gonna be Mark win every time. That'd be boring.
Not the competition side of it. You know what I mean? I mean, like it would just be interesting to see what we can do, like with the 3 minutes. 10 minutes.
Like that blew my mind because I'm so used to just doing 3-minute sketches. Like I wouldn't know what to do with 60 minutes.
Right, exactly.
I start working, I'd get to that 3-minute sketch quality, and then I'd be like, I don't know what to do next.
Exactly. I mean, I didn't even look at it as like a competition thing, but I thought, I mean, it's interesting to see because it's amazing what you can do with more time, you know.
There was a guy that I used to follow him online. This was before like Instagram and all that kind of took off.
Right.
And he and this other guy they called it 2-point perspective. And they would post every week. They would each draw the same character. And I don't know how they picked it. They're two established like professionals. And but it was kind of interesting to see each of them in their own take of different things. So
yep. Well, see, that's what I liked about Jarrod and I, because, you know, art is art, you know, and everyone has their own style. So it is very interesting to see, like, even with your style, you know, it is very appealing to see, you know, because I never really, my wife loves the steampunk stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I until I'm seeing your stuff, it's like I'm not too familiar with any of the steampunk art, to be honest with you. So, but it's nice to just, you know, be able to appreciate all different types of artwork.
Well, and that's, I like the steampunk for just like doodling and things like that. And then I also like sort of the 1950s science fiction.
Okay.
And then I draw a lot of Star Wars.
Right.
You know, just because it takes me back to being 7 again.
Yeah. See where you're coming from with that one.
Yeah.
Or relate to that, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I grew up on Star Wars. I can't tell how many times I used to watch that thing over and over.
Oh yeah. And,
but I haven't drawn too many Star Wars characters, to be honest.
I kind of go through cycles, and then just I end up drawing like the Tusken Raiders because they've got all that stuff on them.
Oh, right. Oh, there's bits and pieces. Huh?
He likes the bits and pieces.
I'm telling you. And the details are spectacular, though, I must say.
I got a question in the chat from Courtney. Says, what is your next book called, Jarrod? Well, the next one that's about to be published is called True War Stories, and that's by Z2 Comics, and it's a big anthology of just what it says, True War Stories, written by veterans, and it's all of our true stories, and I've got a story in that. And that'll be coming out any day now. It was supposed to be a Veterans Day release, but some issues, you know, COVID 2020 pushed
that is something I definitely need to get a copy of. So I don't
All right.
mind. I
Appreciate
don't mind if I
that.
have to pay for that. That I will pay, even if it's $90 for shipping.
I don't know about all that one.
But yeah, just let me know. Where I can obtain a copy once it's actually been dropped.
I will let you know. That's coming out soon. So that's True War Stories by Z2 Comics. The nonfiction book I'm working on is called The Digital 007. I'm writing the history of James Bond in video games. If you want a taste of that before the book is ever made, basically I'm making a podcast documentary around it. Once that's done, I will firm up the book part of it. But the first 2 volumes of the documentary are available on Her Majesty's Secret Podcast Network. So just check out On Her Majesty's Secret Podcast and look in that feed, and you'll find the first 2 volumes of my history of James Bond in video games documentary. I have 2 more volumes to produce podcast for, and once those are done, I'm just basically translating that to a nonfiction book.
Nice.
And if she's asking what book Mark is going to draw after after Shipwrecker, I think he's going to end up doing Francisco Stein as the next book. And if not, then I've got other plans. I've got so many plans. Mark, I found a treatment for a graphic novel that I wrote. It's 88 pages.
Nice.
I wrote it in 2001.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I laid out the whole thing. Like I have a notebook that has all 88 pages of it laid out, like thumbnail sketched out.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, I need to just turn this into a script and send it to Mark and let him, but it's going to, that's 88 pages, Mark. It's going to take,
it'll take time, but I mean, for me, it's just something to do. It project, it gives me some direction to actually, at least I know what I'm drawing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't have to try to imagine like Mike there. I don't have that kind of imagination. But
imagination is insane.
I enjoy the sequential art. I don't know what it is about it. It's just so cool to be able to relay a story through pictures. You know what I mean? I've always found it fascinating all my life. So for me, it's I would never be a top level comic book artist, but this gives me a taste of it anyway. So and you feel like you have some direction to work in. So you can just keep them coming. I don't know how fast the work will be put up, but I continuously draw on consistent. That's one thing.
I just like to work with you. I'm just really happy with our working relationship.
It's actually a good thing that we did manage to run into each other because like bonds, so you don't put any unnecessary pressure. No harsh critique. Which is
shoot, what is there to critique? You've drawn perfect pages. I've looked at every page you've drawn and been like, well, that's perfect.
Well, the problem is someone might look back at it, it's like, oh man, how did I even draw that? Did I draw it? But I said, well, look, it's done now.
Well, the beautiful part is that you're inking it, so you can do little fixes in your inks if you want to. But every pencil page you've shared with me, I've been impressed as heck with.
But that's the funny part because when I did start to ink some of because I had done the pencil so long ago, in the obviously the impression that you were going to ink them. So, but once I went back to somebody's stuff, it's like.
I backed out on you.
Well, we don't have to name names.
I wouldn't go that far,
Oh, my bad.
It's busy writing.
We don't have to name names.
So it is kind of good because there's a lot that I got to change. Because I was talking to AC the other night and I told him, he was showing me some of the pencils, but I said, I don't know if he had planned to do any inks, but I told him, don't just work from the inks because even some of the pencils that I have scanned to you, Jarrod, I have went and change some of these stuff on the pages, So
who out there wants to see a pencil page from Mark? I'm in the mood to share another page. Let's see.
Yes, do it. Share it.
Let's see what I can pull up here. Let's see pencils. Just pick a random number. We got to pick a random number. I have the first 17 pages of pencils.
Yeah, I'm trying to sort of that. What's that thing you sent to me? That Google.
The Google Drive. That's exactly where I'm looking at.
Yeah, I got it here, but for some reason I couldn't seem to get all the pages to
Let's see here.
To download.
Let's just see. All right, we'll download this one.
So yeah, we're just getting at it.
I'm gonna just trying to do my StreamYard DJ skills. All right, I don't remember which page I picked. I think it's 13.
Yeah, I have to look back at the actual pages. A lot of times I can't remember which page is which, to be honest with you.
And now I just have to bring it in as an overlay.
But
it is page 13. And as soon as StreamYard brings it in, in the file, I will share it with you all.
Yeah, I think it's nice once
in a while. StreamYard a second to bring it in.
Yeah. I mean, it should look good once the whole ink, because obviously pencils has one effect, and then inks has like a somewhat different effect, so it's all relative.
It is all it's all relative. Let's see if it brought in that image yet, so I can share it with our adoring public. It did. All right, so page 13, pencils only.
13. What was page 13? I can't remember.
It's what it looked like. There you go.
Oh yeah, that one was a lot of work.
Oh wait, let me change our banner. Look at that. I'm on top of my banner game tonight.
Yeah.
So there's 13 pencils only. Something's going on with military guys on the beach. I don't want to give away too much. I mean,
yeah.
I feel like if everybody watches all these episodes, they will eventually figure out the entire story. It's not complicated. I'll tell you that for nothing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, especially get to the exciting boss that's coming up soon. I'm not going to say anything else.
The candle is about to get lit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's going to be a lot of drawing money, but hey, I'm looking forward to test my skills.
Courtney asked, "What challenge did you guys face doing Shipwrecker?" And we'll do these one at a time. I'll start and I'll be brief. I promise, Mark. So you be preparing your thoughts about what your biggest challenge is.
Yeah, I mean, challenge just pertaining to what? I mean,
just creating Shipwrecker. For me, as the writer, it was really just finding the time to sit down. Like, so we went on a family cruise, and it was a family Thanksgiving cruise, and it was an absolute curse / a tiny little blessing that I ended up getting the day we left port. I ended up getting a double ear infection.
Oh my God.
And so I was pretty much bedridden the whole cruise. And I would actually feel decent about 2 hours a day, decent enough to go sit up on deck and get some fresh air. And I said, well, if I'm just going to sit here and kind of be miserable, I'm going to pop open my my iPad, and I got the little keyboard for it, and I'm going to write this dang script. And so it's just finding the time really for me, because I'm the kind of writer that, like, once I hit it, I want to hit it all the way. I don't want to sit there and step away from it for a couple weeks or nothing. I want to go. Like, I see this movie in my head and I just go. And I would say the weirdest thing, and this isn't really a challenge, maybe a blessing, is I know I want them coming in at around 44 to 48 pages, because that's a good printing length. And I know the story in my head, and I just go. Like, and by some miracle, for all three comics that I've written, my story ended at 48 or 44 pages.
It meant to be.
Like I don't know, somewhere in the back of my brain is sort of keeping up with the numbers or something, I guess, and I'm just going and going and going. So I would say my biggest challenge is just finding that block of time to where I can just run at it as hard as I can. And with that, I will shut up and let you answer the question about your biggest challenge.
Well, obviously for myself, it's when I sit here and stare at a blank page, okay, and I just read, I go over the script, because it's a lot of little things. I mean, you have your panel. Jarrod's laid out the panels very nicely and pretty clear as to what the idea he has, what he wants on the page. But then there's also the dialogue in between, so you have to sort of try to keep in mind, if people are conversating and whatnot. So you try to carry that across, so at least it looks like what it's supposed to look like once you put it on the page, and trying to fit everything in the panels and the composition, so that you actually can tell what's going on. Because I try to imagine it as that if it was no writing there, each page you should still be able to tell, have an idea of what's going on.
Right.
And if you can, then obviously I haven't done my job properly, but it's difficult, and not all the time it comes out the way I would like it to. But
Well, I think they've looked great, and
well,
you make a good point though. The real challenge, like one of the things I learned from writing Hamilton versus Burr, a werewolf tale, which is my first comic I made, was to trim down the dialogue, not include. I try to not include more than 5 panels a page. I want to give my artist plenty of breathing room.
and that's actually
As Mark is, I'm sure I'm about to say, if you interrupted him, it's probably important to him to get that visual information. And then, of course, he's thinking, I'm glad you're thinking about dialogue balloons too, Mark, because, a lot of artists don't. And I've noticed you do a good job of leaving space for them.
I mean, not all the time it works hard, but I do try to keep that in mind, because obviously, and it's no sense drawing a whole bunch of cool stuff that's going to be covered up, so you have to try to keep that in mind as well. But so far so good, it's and obviously it's strange because I sit here, you look at a blank piece of paper and you have no idea, but before you know it, you just start to just sketch out that.
You make magic, my friend.
Thank you, Jarrod. But yeah, before you know it, something appears and they just keep going at it. But I got to finish over page 21 now as we speak. So it's like one panel. That's the top panel. I drew in some stuff and I didn't like it, so the top panel is completely blank. So I got to go back and try to figure out how I'm going to do that. But it's a lot of fun.
One of the things that always amazes me about artists, and I actually haven't checked to see if you're doing this, Mark. So if you haven't, think about it starting now.
Yeah.
But like one hard and fast rule that I see a lot of people talk about is whoever's going to talk first, put them on the left side of the panel.
Oh. No, yeah, thanks. Yeah, because I don't think I'm having thought about that.
Well, so our readers will notice a noticeable improvement after page 17.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all right.
But it's so much little tricks, but it's but the other thing too is just it's hard to remember everything as well once you're going.
There's a lot to juggle.
Yeah, because sometimes I draw in, maybe finish a page, and then I go back over the script and I say, oh, wait a minute, this person was supposed to be doing this or supposed to be so. But most times you can still squeeze in little bits and pieces and make the changes. But I try to I'm looking at the comment from Ron.
Yeah, I think Ron just volunteered to ink a page of our comics.
Yeah, I said, yeah, he took me right off.
All good, Ron.
You can have it.
You want to start inking comics with us, you are welcome here, sir.
Yeah, exactly.
And I saw you make a comment earlier about being on the show. You have an open invite for that. So
exactly.
You're always welcome.
That's always. But yeah, no, but it's a lot of fun. I mean, but yeah, the scripts are very important. What I'm learning now, because you have to read them thoroughly, because a lot of stuff goes on in between with the dialogue and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
You can miss important stuff if you just look at what the panels, what's required in the panels.
I'm glad you like the script. I try to write them with enough guidance, not so you're not frustrated, but not too much guidance to where you feel dictated to. That's kind of the goal.
And that's the good part, because you don't overdo it. You know what I mean?
That's the Marvel method.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, I'm fairly I don't know. I haven't read a lot of other people's scripts, but mine tend to be like, it'll say, page 3, 6 panels. Well, I don't usually do more than 5 panels. Panel 1, here's a description of what, a loose description of what is in the shot, and then here's the dialogue. And then when I get to the action scenes, that's my artist's favorite moments, because it'll say something like, next 3 pages is straight up this guy in a gunfight with these people, do what you want, have fun.
But it is good though, because I think it's it comes out bad, I believe, because you can, like you said, just like where we was just referring to doing the commissions as opposed to doing the artwork for yourself. So I don't have to think about, this guy should be doing this and should be. I can just draw it how I think it should be, and it's much easier, But I think it's good, and that's why I like to work with Jarrod, because it's very laid back, and we're actually getting somewhere. That's the funny thing about it.
Yeah, it'll come together.
I've actually done more pages than I thought I would have had done at this point. We've been on a little slow I got to a point where I hadn't done pages for months. I mean, I was, but then all
I
of a sudden,
didn't notice.
yeah, right. Then we just talked one day again. I think it's before we started doing the stream again, and then after that, we just picked up the pace a bit, and so
There's always little things that keep you motivated, like Ace turning in that first colored page is like, oh,
yeah, exactly. And after I saw that, it's like, okay, now I need to get moving, and I think I need to probably start inking a few more pages because I was trying to pencil them all first, but I don't think that's going to work out. So maybe.
So is he coloring digitally or is he doing traditional?
No, he's a digital colorist.
Yeah.
We will definitely have to get him on the show. Ace is a good.
Well,
dude.
it will be nice to have him. I mean, and he's a nice guy. Ace is a nice guy.
I'll definitely reach out to him for future shows. Courtney says that painting is looking beautiful, Duchess.
Well, thank you.
And Ron specifically asked to put you on the big board to see what's going on with that. So,
yeah.
In fact, I'm gonna turn. Oh, she's gonna lift it. There you go. Look at that. Beautiful.
That is coming out good.
Beautiful seascape.
Oh, cool. Very nice.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's a Bermuda beach. Surrounded by them.
Well, I tell you what, we have hit a full hour, and it goes by so fast because I'm having so much fun watching you guys and talking and
it's been nice. It's been nice.
I'm going to put our Creator Spotlight from Mike at Doodlebags. Yeah, I'm going to change my banner. And Mike, did you? He's drawn a really cool little building there in the background of his awesome.
Yeah, it's really coming together, isn't it?
Thank
now,
you.
Mike, is this piece for somebody? Are you planning to sell it? Is it a personal piece?
This one's a personal piece associated with the story that we're writing. I have other things like, the other buildings and things like that, the cityscapes. Those are for sale.
Okay.
And then I have, other, more like the, what do you call it? The blank covers.
The sketch covers.
Before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see if I have some of those. I just finished one recently.
Yeah, we definitely want to give people an opportunity to move their wares. So these cityscapes that Mike is sharing with us and these sketch covers, these are for sale. I know Mike's prices. They're very reasonable, especially for the quality that he does. He's got a Lando cover there. Oh, sweet Darth Vader there.
Let's see.
Here. Yeah, I saw that one. I love that Darth Vader. That one looks cool.
Oh, yeah.
That is awesome, man.
Thank you. Let's see. And then I do have some
Wonder
Woman. And then like this is.
So that's nice. I love that one.
Yeah. That one's.
The colors are excellent,
Thank you.
Wraparound. Yeah.
That one's the front and back one. And then I also have. Let's see. Oh, these are prints, and I'm not sure how are those coming out.
Yeah, I see that now. Very
cool.
That's like I said, awesome, that is awesome.
Now? I was just saying they're awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
So science fiction characters.
These are all for sale. If someone wants to buy one of these from you, Mike, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
Probably just through Instagram or Twitter.
Your Doodlebags on both?
At Doodlebags on both.
Okay. How much are you asking on that Vader, by the way?
The Vader would be, since it's just one character and no background, $50.
$50 for that Vader. There's been some people in the chat were mentioning it. So if you're interested in that Vader and you got $50 to spare, you can call dibs on it. That's a great concept.
Yeah.
It's my steampunk Gonzo. So.
And so you say you just use what do you use for the coloring again? I remember asking.
For like this one, and I can't tell where she is on the screen, but this was all done in an app called Procreate.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah, I use that one a lot.
Oh, that's cool.
This guy is done in Photoshop and Illustrator,
Mm.
and then these are all actually Illustrator here.
Yeah, so nice, man.
And I like the vector look.
Oh yeah.
And
Very cool. Oh, that's a cool creature.
Yeah, that is cool.
Look at that.
so,
Oh, that's dope, dude.
and this one was this is hand drawn traditionally and then colored in Procreate.
That's
So-
excellent.
So that Procreate, is it like something that's pretty tricky to use, or is
I
it
think it's pretty straightforward. It
pretty
it
straightforward?
really simplifies the interface, but it's only available on the iPad, and it
Oh,
works
yes,
best with
okay.
the
Right,
Apple
right.
Pencil. So, but the brushes, it reads Photoshop brushes, and
Right.
it reads and writes Photoshop files. So,
Yeah.
I think it's really, really pretty straightforward.
Right, okay.
And I do have stickers as well.
Stickers, that's cool.
He's
Because Jarrod and
got
I,
it all, people.
yeah, we talk
You need
about
any
color.
of this stuff, man.
Jarrod and I have talked about like digital coloring, but I was always so confused with some of these software. It's like I just didn't want to pursue any further.
Let me tell you a true story. I got a Surface Pro, and I got the whatever that most popular drawing program is on it, and it took me forever to learn it. Like it took me days till I could actually start inking worth anything. And then I was like, man, I just don't have time to fool with this. So I gave it to my 13-year-old son, and he's killing it. He's killing
Wow.
it on that thing. Like it took him 20 minutes, and he's like making awesome.
That's a youth generation. I'm on Jarrod. Trust me.
Lloyd says that those are awesome, Mike, and they are.
Well, thank you very much.
If you guys need any of these things that he's showing us, very reasonably priced, just hit him up at Doodlebags. That's on Twitter and Instagram at Doodlebags, all one word. Can't go wrong. We'd love it if you support the creators that you see on the show.
Yeah. Yep.
Very cool. I'm going to go back to the Duchess, and I got to change my banner. Getting the hang of this. Look at that seascape of Bermuda, made by an artist in Bermuda.
Can't go wrong.
I tell you what, Duchess, when I go on these cruises, right, and I get off at the ports, there's always like an artist who's very crafty because they sit out there at the ports and they do stuff like that, and they just sell it to people coming on and off those ships.
They know exactly where to
And
be.
they turn money hand over fist. So I'm not telling you what to do, Duchess, but there's money to be made there. Do you sell your pieces, Duchess?
Not normally, but I mean, if someone wants it, I don't mind giving it up.
Yeah.
All right. If you are interested in the Duchess piece, what's the best way to get a hold of you, Duchess?
Probably through Instagram, Duchess 301.
How do you spell Duchess on your Instagram handle?
DUTCHES.
All right. I screwed it up on the banner.
Don't worry, Jarrod. I screwed up all the time too.
DUTCHES 301.
There you go. At DUTCHES 301 on Instagram. Of course, you can always, hit me up at Yard Sale Artist.
Yeah.
And I will put you in touch with her. I talk with them on the regular.
I can link you as well if you find me first. Not a problem.
Oh, we got to do a happy birthday to Lloyd. Apparently today's his birthday. Oh, he told me that too. I knew December 1st was his birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Lloyd.
Oh, goodness.
Birthday star.
Hope you enjoy it, sir.
And you're hanging out with us. Wow.
Yeah, for real.
Right.
I'm honored.
Right.
Damn it.
Yeah, it's actually hanging out with us on his birthday.
I'm going to take care of this here giveaway. I have 4 names in the giveaway for the Spidey book. So I will number them 1 through 4 randomly. And Courtney, give me a number between 1 through 4 in the chat, please, when you get a moment, and we will give away the Amazing Spider-Man book just for people who have stopped by and chatted with us tonight. There's the trade
Say
paper.
5.
Don't encourage her. See what she if she picks her own number. Well, there's no repercussions for that.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Courtney, I will wait on you to give us a number between 1 and 4. While we do that, I will put these Catwoman comics for our Crusaders Club member. Again, if you're a Crusaders Club member, you don't have to be present on the show to win. If that's something that appeals to you, you see the information on the bottom of the screen for just $1 a month. You can automatically be entered for raffles and not necessarily need to be there to win. Courtney picked number 1. We all saw this coming a mile away. I would have told you the odds of Courtney picking her own number were 100%, and she did. So Courtney wins the Spider-Man book. Thank you, Courtney. And Ron was right. Courtney is number 1.
Cool.
So let me pull up. I got to pull up our Patreon page and run a randomizer on our 30 members. Again, if you want in on that, information's at the bottom of your screen. Feel free to join. It's just $1 a month. You automatically get entered into raffles like this. And you get to vote on our show content over our podcast. You get additional content on the Patreon page. It's quite the deal. Quite the deal indeed. All right. I got 30 people up. Courtney, do your thing. I have randomized them. Give me a number between 1 and 30, please. Courtney. I have so many tabs up. Okay, there. Now I'm back at StreamYard. If I've got the Creator Spotlight of Duchess, I should probably put her up there. 1 and 30. Okay, so this one's going to Courtney. Congratulations, and thanks for always showing up and being our. She is a self-proclaimed PR head of PR for the Long Box Crusade. It's in her bio on Twitter, and that's who she is. And she went with 18. Go back to my Patreon tab. Oh, won't this be nice? This guy just joined this month. It's his Michael Wagner. So thanks for being a Crusaders Club member, Michael, and you just won some comics. Once again, if you want to be in on stuff like that, information is at the bottom of your screen. All right. I actually have notes for how to run through this show, and my notes tell me that it is time to do the last words going around the horn. Duchess, you have the big board, so what are your final words for this evening?
Stay safe, be positive, and do something fun.
All right. Can you give us one good look at that up to the camera so we can? Oh, it's upside down.
Yeah.
Everybody, flip your monitors over. Look at that.
Not a bit. Yeah.
If you want to love a little watercolor landscape like that from the Duchess, just go at DUTCHES 30. What's the last number, Duchess? 301. DUTCHES 301 on Instagram, or you can hit me up. I'm at Yard Sale Artist, and I'll get you in touch with her. Let's get Mike Doodlebag Smith back up there. Change my banner for him. Mike, final words. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you. I had a great time. I appreciate everybody being so nice. So
we got a great group here.
It's always fun.
Awesome. If you need to get anything, you saw some of his gorgeous artwork, very reasonably priced. Absolutely hit him up at Doodlebags on either Instagram or Twitter. My co-host, Mighty Mark Hatherley, the best penciler in the business. What is your final words for tonight?
Yeah, thanks everybody for, as always, for the support you give Jarrod and I and all the guests that we have had tonight, and I hopefully in the near future we will have. And just stay tuned. I'm hoping Shipwrecker to be sooner than later because we're all getting excited now. So
that first colored page showed up.
Yeah, exactly. And hopefully we can bring a product that that everybody can enjoy. And yeah, so thanks. It's been fun.
Definitely. And I will wrap this up as your host, Jarrod Alberich, known as Death Probe here on the Long Box Crusade Network. If you need to chat with me, I'm at Yard Sale Artist. And I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank Mike Doodlebag Smith for being on our premiere episode. And I know it was a little clunkier than we may have liked, Mike, but thank you for putting up with it on the first episode.
Yeah.
Not a problem. I enjoyed it.
Thank you to the Duchess for sharing her. Let me put her back on the big board since I'm talking about her. For sharing her watercolor talents with us tonight. That is awesome. And I love your fingernails as usual. She always has the ball of nails. I want to thank my co-host Mark for being here and sharing his insights on our creation. And I'm sure that we'll be answering more questions on them in the future. Thank you to all the guests who came in tonight. Thank you to all the chat folks who came in tonight. You guys make it fun.
Yeah.
Please make sure to like and subscribe to Long Box Crusade. Definitely check out our podcast. We do podcasts about comics, movies, old TV shows, old serials, Transformers comics, G.I. Joe comics. We got a lot to offer. Just point your podcatcher to Long Box Crusade and you'll hear more from us. Our next episode, we are supposed to have Mr. Van Allen Plexico, prolific author, multi-award winner, just an amazing talent. So hopefully that'll scheduling will work out. But if not, we'll have somebody on. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here for the premiere episode.
Yep.
And I guess that's it. We'll see you guys around.
Later.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Later.